Hey guys, so today's video is going to be eyeshadow singles under $15. I've already filmed a eyeshadow palettes under 20, I think it is. If it's uploaded, I will link it below. Otherwise, that is incoming. I obviously thought about doing like a drugstore diaries version of this, but I've done like those 10 under 10 videos, which, do you guys want those back? I could probably like, at this point, I could probably accumulate a lot of stuff that's really great, 10 under 10. But there are a lot of things that aren't necessarily at the drugstore, or it's like items that are maybe like over $10 that I wanted to include, so we're just calling it eyeshadow singles under 15. The first one is from Maybelline. It's called Constant Toast, and I love this color. Whenever it ends up on my vanity, it stays there for a good like couple weeks. This is a color that I love using in the crease, all over the lid. Sometimes I do like an entire smoky eye around it because my eye color is kind of like a hazily color. Sometimes they can look greener depending on the shade. So whenever I wear like more orangey, reddish orange browns, they look bluer, or not bluer, I wish, greener. This is a swatch of Constant Toast. I love this. Whenever I have this on, a lot of people will ask me what shade I'm wearing, which is not that often. People don't often ask me what eyeshadows I'm wearing. They often will ask like what foundation I'm wearing or what lip color, but I very rarely get asked like what eyeshadows. And this I get asked all the time because it just creates such a beautiful, easy look. I also like that the finish is like kind of satiny, so if you wear it all over your lid, it's not completely matte, but it's not shimmery in a way that you can't wear it all over in your crease or as a transition. I'm going to list the exact prices in the description box, but I think this doesn't run more than $3. The next shadow I want to talk about is from Ulta, and it's their brilliant eyeshadow, or brilliant color eyeshadow in the shade Taupe. And here is a swatch of it. It is so beautiful. This is one of those like one color eyeshadow looks where I feel like if you apply like just a regular eye primer or whatever, we all use eye primer, and if you apply like a darker base to the outer corners, like at the top and the bottom, and then apply this shadow kind of all over, you will get such a beautiful like kind of shimmery gradient look. It's so pretty. It's like one of my favorite looks to do that's like kind of glam, but like you can still wear it during the day. And it's like one of those, obviously this is probably like a dupe of the L'Oreal kind of shadows where they're like, it's like a pressed pigment. And as far as shades go, there weren't that many shades that appealed to me. Like they had like a gold and they had a green, they had a purple, and like, you know, those shades are kind of like pretty, I don't know, I feel like every brand that does a shadow does something like that, and they're fairly dupable. But this color is so beautiful. I love it. And I'm not someone that really likes cool tone shades, so the fact that I'm like so in love with this one is kind of a rarity. I believe the price of this one, sorry, my rag. That's such an ugly word, my cloth, yeah, we'll call it that. I think this one runs around $8 or $9. But obviously, being at Ulta, you can get buy one, get one free, buy two, get one free, buy two, get two free. They do promotions all the time. And if you go in, you can always use your $3.50 off 10, or, I mean, there's just so many promotions. This never has to be $8 or $9. Next up are the e.l.f. Bake eyeshadows. I have 3 to show you. This one is in the shade Bark. Looks like that. And here's a swatch of Bark, this one right here. This one is Burnt Plum. And this last one here is called Toasted, and it's right here. I used to have a shade called Chocolate Dreams, which I also really liked, but I feel like I don't know what happened. Did I like get over it, or like, I still really like that color because I obviously remember the shade, but I really like the e.l.f. baked eyeshadows. Not that I've collected that many. I think besides these 3 plus that one is like the really only ones I've gotten. So I feel like the darker ones are definitely beautiful. The light ones I haven't really picked up that many. They wear really well. You don't really need a primer. Like, you don't really need like a colored primer. I mean, I feel like all eyeshadows benefit from a primer, whether it be to like create like a smoother base, whether it is to make them last longer or make them more vibrant. But there are certain shades where, or shadows, and I talked about it in my palettes under $20, where they swatch beautifully, but when you apply them to the lid, they kind of blend away or they don't last as long. And that's where a kind of colored base comes into play, where it really just kind of makes everything adhere better and last longer throughout the day. I believe the e.l.f. shadows are about $3 a pop. The next ones are from Essence, and these are about $1.99, and you get them at Ulta. I have 2 shades here. This one is called Get Ready, and this one is called Keep Calm and Berry On. Now, both of these look like really beautiful shades. I don't necessarily think that they swatch really well. I actually feel like you need to really get your brush in there. So you can see these swatches. I feel like this one does a little better. This one is a little not as great. However, because they're not like super pigmented, you can really use these as beautiful transition shades or to kind of smoke out the lower lash line. Because I never like the transition shade or necessarily the lower lash line to be super crazy pigmented, especially if it's a matte, because then it creates a lot of fallout. I feel like this one especially, there's like very little fallout. I always get like a natural bristle brush in here. No, don't use like a synthetic, because I don't think you'll get any product if you use a synthetic brush, but I use this in the crease. It looks so soft, so beautiful. Even though the pigment isn't there, they go on the lid really evenly and they're really buildable. So like I said, they're not like the most amazing in terms of pigment, but when you get them on like a natural bristle brush, they really blend out really beautifully. And I mean, these are extremely heavy swatches. I don't think you would ever be able to get this with a brush. So to some, this might be a pro, and to some, this might be a con, but I actually really like that these are the way they are. And for the price at $1.99, they're really good buys. I know they have kind of like duos where it's like a bake shadow. I think those are really great, and I've swatched them many times, but there's never any color combination that I really like, so it's probably why I've never picked any up. The next ones you might have seen in a haul before. They are from Topshop. They're their duochromes, and they're gorgeous. I thought these were limited edition, but they're still totally available, so I'm excited I'm able to include them in this video. So this one is called Wax and Wane, and this one is called Shuffle the Cards, and they're baked duochrome eyeshadows from Topshop. They run for $12 each, which I actually don't think is that bad because they're stunning. They're so beautiful. Oh my gosh. And if you put these over a black base, out of this world. So those are swatches. The top one is Shuffle the Cards and the bottom one is Wax and Wane. Like, oh, I've worn this many times, especially, and these look amazing on the inner corner. They also, this one is going to be something I'm going to pull out more in the summer because I just didn't really find a great use for it during the fall and winter. This one I was able to use more often, but now both of them, I'm going to get them. Oh, they're going to be like inner corner, slight highlight, maybe nose highlight. I know it sounds crazy, but like if you use like a really light amount, it looks really beautiful. You do like the thinnest line, gorgeous. Also, of what I hate, you know what I hate? I hate the little dot right here. I love it when there's highlighter like in the center, like between the eyes and about midway, maybe 3/4. When people start highlighting and get like that like circle of highlight on their nose, it kind of throws me off. That's not a look I've ever liked. If you ever see it, it's never because I'm doing it on purpose. It's because I got a little sweaty or like I didn't blot or something. But like that's not a look that I particularly enjoy. I feel like I feel like when you get that little thing, it defeats the purpose of highlighting your nose, because instead of kind of making it straighter or thinner or shaping it better, it just creates this like bulbous, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It could also depend on your nose shape. If you have a super pointy nose, maybe it won't be so obvious, but most of us don't have like a super pointy nose. Tangent, sorry. The next shadows I want to talk about are shadows that are extremely popular at the drugstore. They're one of like the best single shadows you could get, and they're the L'Oreal Infallible like pressed pigment shadows. I'm going to show you 6. Some of them are permanent, others are things that have come out in like limited edition collections, which I actually personally find that the limited edition colors are way prettier, but I feel like in like the last maybe couple years I haven't seen any new colors, and I don't think they're getting discontinued. That's not my feeling, but I wish they bring out more colors because they're really pretty, especially when the summer, they always come out with beautiful colors in the summer. This first one is called Amber Rush, and we're gonna go from bottom to top. So that's Amber Rush. It is one of those really beautiful like light rose gold shades. I think everyone should probably have this in their collection. People who first get into these shadows, I'm sure this is one that many pick up. And I love the formula of these. I find that the matte ones are not as good. I really like the shimmery ones, so I don't really have any matte ones to show you. I just don't think they perform as well. Like, it's like a completely different thing. And this one is called Bronze Taupe, and it's the second one from the bottom. Again, another really pretty neutral. This third one is called Gleaming Bronze. This is like, I have 2 of these. Like this, I have a backup. Not that I think I will ever get to it, but I love this color and obsessed over it so much when it first came out. It was limited edition, and I'm just glad that I have what I have. This one is called Gilded Envy. That's right here. And it's just, I don't know. I thought I would like it so much more, but I just don't reach for it as much as I thought I would, because it is very cool tone. And on my lid, not being very big, it just doesn't like get the full effect. I don't know, maybe that won't get blog sale. Like, I have it in this video because I love the color, and I have more than these shades. These are just like shades that I think are like the most beautiful. Oops, Okay, so we're going a little out of order here, but this one is called Sahara Treasure, and it's the very top one. I don't know, I can't remember if this was released in the US, but I did pick it up when I was in Canada at a certain point in time when it was released there as a collection. So I'm not sure if it's permanent or if it's, if anyone's in Canada, let me know, but I love this color. It's really, really pretty. And this last one is called Golden Emerald. I feel like my lights might be washing the swatches out, but at the same time, I'm like, these actually look really true to color. This is a beautiful green. If you love greens, this has like a very, maybe like 30 to 40% where it's like very gold. If you get really close, you can see how gorgeous it is. So these are like 6 of my favorites. So I'm definitely not in the minority here when I talk about this. Anyone that does like a favorite drugstore products video, anyone that does favorite drugstore eyeshadows or affordable eyeshadows, these are always in there. For a reason, because they do perform really well. I find that you don't necessarily even need to use an eye primer, and they last long unless you have really oily lids and, like, you know, they can look extra shiny. You don't want them to crease, but I have fairly normal lid skin and I never really need to use a primer with them. I do by default because that's what I'm used to, but I've done it without it and you don't need it. Next up are the Femme Couture Mineral Effects eyeshadows, and these are the ones I have on my lid. This one right here is called Chai Latte, and this one is called Downtown Brown. These are gorgeous. This is Chai Latte and that's Downtown Brown. I mean, hello. Gorgeous finish, so much pigmentation. They are insanely beautiful. You can get them at Sally's Beauty and I think they run about $8, but again, they do coupons, 15% off, 20% off, 25% off, buy 2 get 1. Like, they have so many good deals. So like I said, these are the ones I have on my eyes. I have Chai Latte on, I feel like I'm so bad at showing you guys my eye makeup. Chai Latte on the lid, and then Downtown Brown in the crease, and then again Downtown Brown down here. And I might have brought in a little bit of Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear to kind of give it a little more warmth. Not that it really needs it, but this shade is just like a little more brown and I want it to be slightly more orangey red. Beautiful, like they wear gorgeous. You get the most beautiful, like smooth, chocolatey, smoky eye with this. I love, love, love these shadows. Next is a Wet n Wild shadow in the shade Nutty. Now, obviously, you know, it's easy to do eyeshadows under $10 for the drugstore. I can give you an entire palette that's under $10. But I just want to make this video like single shadows. So, I mean, I know you can get like a Wet n Wild palette for $5, but we're just talking about singles here. So this is in the shade Nutty. When these first came out, everyone picked this shade up because it's so gorgeous. I actually just picked this up recently because I had one and I don't know where it went. And also to do this video, I wanted to include it. There's a swatch of Nutty. I feel like the more fair your skin is, the prettier this will look. And then like the darker, speak properly. The darker your skin is, the more beautiful this will look as well. I just found like on medium skin tones, it just kind of like, like I'm borderline. Like it can look really good on me, but in the summer when I wear this, I just don't think it looks as cute and it just looks way too cool on me. But the formula is beautiful, as you can see. Like there's a reason why everyone obsesses over it. It's smooth, it blends, it's buttery. Like this is one of those things that feel buttery on your skin. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Palladio eyeshadows. I think they're called the Crushed Metal shadows. And you can get them for about $6 at Ulta and $7 at Sally's. But again, the deals you can get on these is, you know, it's good. So the first one I'm going to share with you is called Stellar. And Stellar is at the bottom. Beautiful. The pigment on these shadows is insane. Like I don't... I'm a little confused. I'm like, these are $6, $7, but the pigment is, it feels like a powder cream gel. I have no words, you guys, can you see? I feel like these are more recent release from Palladio. It's Palladio, right? It wouldn't be Palladio? Whatever, I'm gonna go with Palladio. This shade, this burgundy shimmer, is called Supernova. These are just like no primer. Obviously, whenever I do swatches, there's never primer on my hand. I don't really see the point of that because you need to kind of see it, you know, in its natural state. This shade is called Lightyear. It is a really beautiful light peachy shade. I don't get much use out of this. I usually tend to use it in the inner corner because I'm like a smoky eye girl. But if you like doing like a really beautiful like cat eye with just like a really shimmery, pretty, soft shadow, this would be really great. This one is called Nebula. I mean, I don't really need to talk about it. It's beautiful. Last but not least is Stardust. This one is much more glittery. It's still pretty smooth, but it's not like metallic or shimmery in the way these are. This one definitely has more like glitter shimmer. So, I mean, as you can tell, I'm super impressed with those shadows. I say it in a way because they are a much newer release. It's not some kind of shadow I've had in my collection for like years and years. But there's like really no denying that they're like really great eyeshadows. The next shadow I'm going to share with you is also from Palladio, and it's from their baked eyeshadow line. It's just called Bronzy. And obviously there are other colors in this range, but I like these kinds of colors. So I'm going to find like 10 of the same color. I'll probably get it. That's just how I am. I love it. It's very beautiful. It's a very like, even though it's like, oh, it's another bronze, but I also feel like this one's like a very warm bronze. So like I said, I feel like it's like a much warmer shade. Like it has a little bit of, I don't know, like a gold orange, like a very subtle shimmer to it. I don't know. I really like this one. And again, I think this one runs about $7 too. I'm sorry, this hand is gonna be so clean by the time we're done. This one's gonna be so dirty because I'm like swatching this one to death today. Next up are the Kiko water shadows, and these you can get off the Kiko website. And I think they're $14, which is barely getting our like $15 mark. However, I've never purchased them for $14. I always wait for there to be a sale. They do 20% off. I think there's a code called Take 10 that you can get 10% off. Their threshold for free shipping is very low. It's like $25 or $35. So just sign up for their emails, wait for a sale. You don't have to pay $14 for them. So this one is in shade 205, the one at the top. And they're wet dry shadow. So this one is applied more wet, FYI. Again, I like very like certain shades of colors. Like I don't see the point in buying an eyeshadow in like a blue or whatever, or green or purple, just to kind of show it to you guys in that I'm not gonna wear it. And I guess if this were like my job, yeah, I'd probably buy like the full collection of a lot of things to review, but like I really need the makeup I buy and like my investments to be items I'm going to use. So this one is 206. This one has a little more glitter in it, but it doesn't, there's no fallout, which is great. It's like a really beautiful brown, but like the shimmer in it is suspended and is quite cool toned. This one is in the shade 200. I had originally picked this up thinking that it was the one that everyone was talking about as the highlight. And when I did a haul, people were like, no, it's 208. And I picked that one up and it's beautiful. So thank you for letting me know. This one is 207. And this is more of like a, I thought it would be much more khaki, but it ended up being more of like a brown khaki, which I'm totally okay with because it's still super pretty. These you get 3 grams of product, which I find to be quite generous. I find that, which I mean, maybe it justifies the $14, I'm not really sure. I feel like these should be maybe at the $10 mark, but that's just like my personal opinion. I find most shadows you get about 1.5 to 2.5 grams of product, and these having 3, it's kind of a lot more shadow. Next up, Colorpop eyeshadows. We can't do a video of affordable shadows. I'm sorry, I feel like I don't know if I want my hair to look cute or if I want my earrings to be showing. Life is hard, guys. We can't do a video like this without talking about Colorpop eyeshadows. I have a lot. Like, I'm not saying I have like, I don't know, maybe I have 50. That sounds about right. Whenever they have a new collection, it's so great. They can do discounts all the time. You get bundles. Anyway, I tried to pick some that I love that are not limited because then you can't get your hands on them. This first one is called Nillionaire, and this is probably my favorite shadow from them. So Nillionaire is on the bottom. Oh my god, like nighttime smoky eye, love. This next shade, it was like in their first release, like when they first came out, this was in their like lineup, and this one is called So Quiche. They have beautiful shimmer, beautiful duochrome. It's just like, oh, so beautiful. So this one is called Sequin. This one is super popular in that it's like a beautiful rose gold, but it kind of has like a slight coppery base to it that makes it super, super intense. And this last one is called Melrose. Was this one released in like a 90s collection? I don't know if it's permanent or not. I wore this yesterday, like all over the eye. Like I had it on the lid, in the crease, on the lower lash line, like it was everywhere. I did vlog a little yesterday, so I showed you the makeup. So if that vlog is up, I'll also link it below so you can see it on the eyes. It creates a really burnt terracotta look that's so incredibly gorgeous. And this is like a matte. So I wanted to make sure I gave you guys like a different finish so you could see that they do all things really well. You know I wouldn't do a video like this without talking about Makeup Geek. I actually have another order coming because they just released, what is it, 18 new shadows. I think I might have picked up like 5 or 6. But these are the ones that I currently have. These are all my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. This is a Laura Mercier in there that is just in there because I kind of keep this on my vanity. It is surprising how often I reach for these. Like, not surprising in the like, oh my god, why would I? No. there is something about Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and I don't know what it is. I keep trying to pinpoint it, and at first I wasn't super into them. Like, I had some Makeup Geek eyeshadows, but Andrew loves them so much. He's like, I use them all the time, and I'm like, okay. Because there are certain ones that I think are quite powdery, so I just like the Corrupt. Like, it's a really great black, but I find it to be kind of, it kicks up a lot of powder, and I feel like it creates a mess in my Z palette sometimes. But there are certain shades that I am so madly in love with. I love Cocoa Bear. Love Cocoa Bear so much. I love, like I said, I have some of it in the crease today to kind of give it a little more warmth, but it's like, if you like burnt colors, oh, so beautiful. This one is called Frappe. I'm like an NC25, and I love using this as like a transition shade or like a crease shade. It's like a very wobbly a very wobbly middle finger. This one is called Bitten. Oh my god. Taking this on like a small fluffy brush, and then, oh my god, I'm shaking. I'm sorry guys. I've had like coffee and like not real food. Actually no, I made like an avocado and egg thing this morning. It's also 3 o'clock, so I probably need to eat again. Anyway, so that's Bitten. I never really use this all over the eye because I think it looks a little too much on me, but taking a small fluffy brush and just putting it right in the crease, like after I've done like the whole eye look, I'll take a little bit of this and like create a little more depth. Oh, so pretty. Then we have Steampunk, which I think is one of their foiled shadows or duochromes. This shadow I really love, but the only thing is, because it's like a duochrome, I find that whenever I use it on the lid, it's okay on the first pass, but once I start blending, it just looks very black. So what I really like doing is using it as like an eyeliner pretty much, because it just gives it just enough depth where I don't necessarily need to use like black. And I like using it on the outer corners too, a lot. Another shade I really like is called Brown Sugar. I'm just gonna kind of do quick swatches because I feel like this video has been very long. And then I also really love Cherry Cola. It is a little powdery, but again, this is something else I just use on the lower lash liner, in the crease, like in the crease, like not even to blend out, just like for real in the crease. And what else do I really love here? There's Desert, is it Desert Sands, which is supposed to be like a dupe for Bobbi Brown Camel, but honestly, I just reach for Bobbi Brown Camel more. Bobbi Brown Camel is a shade that I keep in my, like on my vanity. I use it all the time to create more depth or give something more warmth. It is like one of those poopy brown colors, but it's beautiful. And then this shade, what is this? I'm going to share just one more with you. This is Havoc, and this is definitely one of those duochrome shadows. At first I was like, oh, this seems pretty standard, but like after I looked at more swatches, like this is not one of those, because you always see the ones that are more like purple blue, purple brown, blue brown. This is definitely like a green with like a bit of like an orange or like reddish brown shift, which is like really beautiful. Is it gonna focus? Oh, thank you. Very, very beautiful. It has more, I like it because when you blend it out, you get much more of that reddy brown versus that like cool green. So yes, Makeup Geek shadows, they run from, what is it, $6 to $10? Am I correct? It'll be listed below. The other thing that I love about Makeup Geek is their shipping. I don't think I've ever paid more than like $1.99 or $2.99 for shipping. Like it's, I mean, you know, a lot of people, like, it's either free shipping after a certain point or there's flat rate shipping, especially these kind of like more independent brands that aren't backed by like a huge conglomerate. It's like $7 flat shipping or $5 flat shipping, and a lot of us don't mind doing that if we can afford to like support these brands. But like I often will like not buy something because I'm like, if it's already just $7 flat rate shipping, like I'm kind of like, I don't know, you know, like it's just at that point where like I probably won't buy it. Whereas with Makeup Geek, I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with kind of like postage rates and such, but through like my blog sale and just like over the course of my life, I've shipped out a lot of packages and I know how much shipping costs. And it's very easy to make money, not make money off of shipping, but like add to the cost of your thing with shipping. And I'm pretty sure Makeup Geek is not making any money off of shipping, because I'm pretty sure what they're charging you, it's like that plus what it might cost them to, and what their packaging is beautiful. So you know that it's like, I just love that about the brand. They're doing such great products at such amazing prices, and they really kind of think about the consumer and put themselves in a consumer position. I love it. There's just so much. I feel like I should do a dedicated video to them. There's just so much about this company brand, Marlena, everything that is just like amazing. Last but not least are the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows. I'm really late to this bandwagon. I probably only picked these up this year. I have mine in this kind of like uni palette because there's not that many shades that I have yet. I picked these up off of Macy's maybe. They're $12 each, or they're 4 for $40 plus a free palette, and then now they're at Sephora and Ulta, so go to town with the swatching. I feel like the shades that I wanted, a lot of the shades I wanted were not available on the Macy's website, and the reason I picked them up off of Macy's is there's probably some kind of promotion, or I think, you know what, I think I had bought some like stuff for winter, like maybe gifts from my mom or something, and I had like $20 or $40 worth of like certificates, and that's why I purchased off of Macy's and not off of the actual website at the time. So I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorite shades. This one is called Chocolate. This is Sangria. This is a matte called Rich Velvet. Oh, how am I gonna show you guys? Like sexy, right? Look at that. Oof. There's a lot of kind of more skin tone shades here that I'm not sure are gonna show up, so let me just pull like some of them that I really, really like. This one is called Dusty Rose. This one is called Red Earth. This is probably one of my favorite shades. It's so beautiful. And this is the shade in Bengal up here in the pinky. It's like a stunning shade. And I love the Anastasia shadows. Like any reviews you've seen, like they're really great. I feel like they either deserve like an A or a B rating. Like I personally don't have any in my collection that I like are like, oh god, these are like, I want to get rid of this one. It's amazing. Again, kind of like Makeup Geek. You're like, okay, so this brow company just like came out with this slew of like amazing things. Highlighters, amazing. I have yet to try their concealer. I feel like they had the concealer and then it wasn't available and then now it's back, something like that. And their highlighters, the highlighter kits are gorgeous. I haven't gotten into any of their contour kits, whether it be cream or contour or cream or powder. I don't know why. I feel like whenever I'm like using them, or not using them, whenever I'm swatching them, I'm not like, they have like, I never want to buy them. It could also be that I'm not huge on contouring and highlighting. Like I love highlighters and I love bronzers, but contour, I just try to find like bronzers that I like and I kind of layer them on top. Or the one contour, or maybe there's a couple contour products I really love, and that's like the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting cream or the RMS Beauty sculpting cream, or in that bronzer Baruti. And then the Smashbox has those 3 sticks, and the contour stick is something I also really enjoy. I don't try to actively find contour shades just because I find like my face is like kind of, it's a pretty angular, like not angular, but like my cheekbones are kind of high. I'm not sitting there trying to like contour it more because I feel like my chin is like really tiny and really pointy, and sometimes when I take pictures, I'm like, ooh, like it looks like a triangle. Like I'm like, this is so not cute. Anyway, so this was a video I really did work really hard on. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it helpful. There are really great eyeshadows you can get for under $15, and I feel like to some people it's like, oh my god, it's so much per shadow, but like if you're someone that likes being really customized and really just choosing shades you like, and you don't like buying palettes like that because it's difficult to use all the shades, I totally agree. I'm like, because I'm a makeup junkie, I'm like, give me palettes, give me singles, give me duos, give me quads, give me quints, all of it. Although I really do try to veer away from like those huge palettes. The biggest palettes I have now are probably from Morphe, and that I definitely think is something I picked up to review. I really hope to do like a Morphe review soon. I have shadows, I have brushes, I have shadows and brushes. So at some point, let me know, like if you guys really want to see like a Morphe brushes video, like a brush abilities, which we haven't done in a while, or a, you know, Morphe eyeshadow palette video, let me know. We can like move it up on the list. I'm trying to do like more like, how do I say it, like more of these kinds of videos where it's like the top these, like the best eyeshadows for this price, or best new lipsticks or something. I'm just trying to like let you guys kind of know my thoughts on like the products that are out and like my favorites, especially if you like the kind of makeup that I like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. From what I can see, this might have been an hour of footage, but it also might have also been half an hour of me like applying swatches and removing swatches. So take care, and I will talk to you guys really soon.